This is Lunchtime Live with Washington County Public Schools and WJEJ. We're here the third Thursday of the month at this time. This is Will Kaufman with the Public Information Office. Our show today is sponsored by the Columbia Bank, a big supporter of public education here in Washington County. And my guest today, Dr. Jessica Reinhard, Supervisor of Advanced Programs for the School System, and College Readiness Specialist Beth Moore, although that title's longer than that. But for the sake of economy, we're gonna leave it at that. Beth Moore is here as we talk about an upcoming event, very, very specifically, because it truly is right around the corner. Welcome to the both of you. Good to have you. We have set this event up before, and it is certainly worth redoing again this year. It's turned into an annual event. Who wants to start?
Yes,
Jessica?
I'll go ahead and start, and Beth will chime in. Yes, this has become an annual event. It is very successful. We have large crowds each year. One of the things that we wanted to do as a new twist was offer sessions for families to attend. So when our folks travel to the website, they can see the open house event agenda. The very first part of the evening will be spent with elementary and middle school programs. So we'll be highlighting the gifted education and advanced education programs there.
Let me interrupt you. Do the very basics of the event. What it is in general,
Yes.
where it is, when it is, and then let's dive into all those specifics.
Yes, it is the open house event. It's pre-K-12, academy specialized, and magnet programs. It's going to be held at South Hagerstown High School on Monday, September 25th. The elementary and middle school programs are going to be featured from 5:30 until 7 o'clock. So we're actually going to have two small presentations from 5:30 until about 6 o'clock. We wanted to give our families of our early learners the opportunity to come in and learn from our coordinator of early learning, Stacy Henson, Dr. Stacy Henson, about what they could do. The session is called From Early Prep to Later Success. So for that early childhood readiness. And then we also have a session featuring both HCC and Washington County Public Schools to discuss the Promise Pathway opportunities for our students. Then we're going to have the high school students, or future high school students, come in. That will be 7:30 in the evening, and we have a number of different sessions that we're offering during that time. So we won't have presentation overviews for the whole, which is what we normally did during that time. We normally had one overview, welcome, go visit tables. This time, our families, parents, grandparents, students can come in and they can hit a number of different sessions for about 15 minutes each and learn about, for example, Barbara Ingram School for the Arts, or the STEM Technical Middle College at HCC, Project Lead the Way programs. So there are a number of different highlights that our families may hit during that time frame.
Is this all about planning ahead, or is there anything that folks can gain that they can launch into immediately, they can get involved in immediately?
There's some of both.
Okay.
There are some programs like the TRIO Upward Bound program that is a partnership between Washington County Public Schools and Hagerstown Community College that is actively seeking additional ninth grade students to participate in their program. And so that's something that is right here, right now, that you can come in and learn about that. The majority of the event is about, I call it shopping for your high school pathway. So getting some additional information, making some informed decisions about what you might want to participate in, learning about different programs so that you can decide which direction you might want to go, and then you can prepare to be ready for that opportunity. So that's a lot of what it's about, is how do I make myself eligible to participate in this program that might be the perfect fit for me.
Well, and I ask that because the timing, since it's held this early in the school year, it would seem to lend itself to the possibility of some of the kids getting involved in things either immediately or as this school year begins to and continues to unfold, as opposed to somewhere down the lines, somewhere in the spring where they're preparing for the year or the years ahead?
Well, again, as Beth mentioned, it is a little bit of both. For the early part of the evening with the elementary and middle school gifted education programs, we have families who are really going to want to learn more about what we're doing for early talent development in the classrooms this year. But then also more about the advanced programs for our students who are gifted learners. What opportunities do we have in the schools already for those students? And then as they plan for middle school, the merit level programs at the middle school, magnet programs, what are the qualifications? What are the processes? As Beth mentioned, with the secondary families, yes, it is. It's a shopping experience, but those students, they have to apply early on. If they're applying for high school programs and eventually if they're applying for elementary and middle school magnet programs, the deadline for those programs is typically around December. So they have to start planning and chatting with their students and chatting as a family right now.
What's the attitude? What's the mood? What are the intentions of the parents who bring the younger students in, the elementary kids, particularly the younger kids? Because we're getting them earlier than ever, it seems, and focusing on even the mildest bit of planning for them. It's not just you're not just going to kindergarten and first grade and second grade, spending some time learning the basics. It's much more involved than ever before, it seems.
Absolutely.
Which brings like big smiles and big energy to these two right now.
Yes, that's what's so exciting. As Washington County Public Schools, we're expanding our pre-K programs. And so, Dr. Henson is going to be there to chat with families about what they can be doing right now. Kindergarten readiness is a tremendous focus of ours. We want them to be ready from the moment they enter our schools. We want them to be on the path to success. And so Dr. Henson, it's an opportunity for her to meet with families. Plus, when we've seen in the past, and Beth would agree, families walking in pushing baby strollers, they're new families. They're excited about what awaits their children. I mean, we live in a relatively small community to have so many different options for families. The possibilities seem endless, and they want to get started right away. They want to have the conversations. They want to look at the literature, any literature. They want to learn about what's happening at each of our schools. It is an excellent event for families who just want to go and learn about what our public school system has to offer.
We are well staffed this coming Monday evening. Who else is there? Give me the range of who's going to be on board for the event, who folks will be able to talk to.
We will have representatives from all of the elementary and middle school gate and magnet programs during the elementary and middle portion of the evening. And then for the high school portion, that's where we're really highly staffed as representatives from our career technology education programs come in, the Fire and Rescue Academy, the Academic Leadership Academy, the Teaching Academy, career and technology programs throughout the county. So really an opportunity to come in and meet those people and learn about those different programs from the people who run those programs, and then sort out which different schools offer which different programs. How do I prepare for college or prepare for post-secondary? What are some of the ways that I can earn college credit while I'm in high school? Sorting out all of those different types of opportunities that we provide for our students, but you can't do it all, so you've got to pick and choose and identify a direction and focus on that, and then use that direction for part of the motivation and the incentive to come to school, to do well, to be involved in things, and really develop your own personal interests as a student.
Are parents and students actually signing on the dotted line on Monday evening?
No.
They're not walking away with a formal commitment to either a program or acceptance to a program, etc.?
No, absolutely not.
Okay.
We will have present what we call one-pagers, so fact sheets. All of the programs will have them so that they can visit the different displays. They can take notes if they want to on the back of those sheets. They can go home, spread those out over the kitchen table, talk with their students about the different opportunities available. One of the things Beth had mentioned was the career technology education programs and the career academies. That is a huge facet of what we do in terms of our partnership with Mr. Cody Pine, who supervises career technology education. We say that career technology education draws a lot of our advanced learners. It is a form of gifted education for students who have a passion and a talent in an area. So we've been working together for the past several years with career technology education. Again, with Mr. Pine featuring those programs as value-added opportunities. Sometimes a four-year college experience isn't always going to be the first path, but I think our families may want to learn, well, where do I even get started in terms of planning for college? Is 2-year or 4-year the best path given my students' interests? So it's an opportunity for them to network with these experts in our schools because they truly are experts. We also have a few new things happening. The International Baccalaureate program. We have the International Baccalaureate career-related program. We're in the official year. They are approved at North Hagerstown High School to run that program, and that's a partnership with Career Technology Education and IB. So it's for that student who wants to have a career-focused education, but also take those more advanced IB courses.
Well, what's I hadn't heard this angle, if I might
Yes.
say so. So this, so the IB program has been up and running at North High
Yes.
for a period of time.
Since 2006.
And so this is different and an addition to
Yes. If we're not the only school in Maryland offering it, then we're the one other school in Maryland that's offering it. It's called the IBCP. It's the IB Career Related Program. And so they have started that this year at North Hagerstown High. So with the focus computer science, the hospitality and, the teaching academy as well. Hospitality and tourism is already growing. You can see, where we are located in this area. It's a perfect fit as a partnership with MSDE. So it's an opportunity for those students to get involved in some more advanced level coursework and walk out of North High with their credentials or having had a test from their field. And an IB career-related certificate. We also have a new magnet program, the IB Middle Years program. Now we're officially candidate schools, so we haven't received, the final stamp of approval, but we want to, give the opportunity for students to apply for the IB Middle Years program, which is going to be both at Northern Middle School and North Hagerstown High School. So it's within that feeder pattern of schools. So a lot's happening just on the IB front.
Right. And the middle years program, what's involved in that?
So the middle years program is going to be our newest magnet program. It is going to be housed at Northern Middle School for students who are academically gifted in both reading and in math. The students have different projects that they're involved in, such as the community service project. The idea is that the students can enter into the IB Middle Years program either at middle school or they can enter during their 9th grade year at North Hagerstown High School. So they would leave with an IB Middle Years program certificate.
Because what we've known of what I've known, and I'm obviously behind on IB already here today, what I've known as IB is not a full high school experience. up till now.
That's true.
I'm learning.
That's true. It was junior and senior year, but it was a great opportunity for us to really expand. We had students who were wanting more rigorous coursework, and it's just a natural fit. Given the spectrum of IB programs that we can offer within a single feeder pattern for those families.
If you're just joining us, Dr. Jessica Reinhard is here, our supervisor of advanced programs, and Beth Moore is our college readiness specialist. Very specifically, we're preparing for a big event on Monday evening at South Hagerstown High School. It's an open house event, and the number of programs and the number of representatives of those programs and the information available is beyond simply calling it a wealth. At the very practical level, you can go through dozens of options for your students, no matter what age. Have folks in the years that we've done the event, are folks coming in cold, or they come in either with some knowledge or some expectations?
We have both. Obviously, our families with the youngest children are coming in almost cold or nearly cold. They've heard some things about programs in their community, but they're curious as to what is offered throughout the county. And many people are coming in with a very specific agenda of, I can't decide between these two different options when I go to high school. And so I really want to learn more about those two programs so that I can make an informed decision and sort those out. And often what we do is we encourage them to apply to more than one program so that they keep those doors open and keep those opportunities open. And that's one of the things that we need to communicate, is it's not just pick one and stick with one. It's you are welcome to explore and apply to more than one program and then make that decision a little later down the
We
road.
also provide some flexibility, some mobility in the way we deliver programming too, right? Because if depending on the age, I suppose, there are programs offered at particular locations, but we are able to deliver them to some students no matter where they are. Is that yes or no?
Well, it depends. If it's a magnet program, then the students have to travel to a different school.
To the program.
But there
right.
are certainly schools that have, their own signature program housed within their schools. So, for example, Clear Spring High School has added the AP Capstone, which has a seminar. They're the only high school that offers that at this point in time. So that is a unique signature program for the students who are already attending that school. We are going to be talking about AP programs. Advanced placement program courses are offered in all of our schools. So all of the students attending our high schools have access to those programs. We have done some distance learning opportunities where we had, one teacher working with two schools. But the reason why we have that planning for the AP is so we understand what the interest is so that they can kind of organize their school schedule around the interest in a particular course.
Do we have more programs now than ever before? Is that the case?
Oh, absolutely, yes.
Now,
I can't even count them.
let me challenge that a little bit. Is there a point where you can have too many, where it's hard to manage all of them, where when they come Monday night, their heads spinning because, oh my God, I was here last year and there were only 122 of these programs. Now there's a zillion. Is there anything to that?
Isn't that a wonderful problem to
I
have
suppose.
To have so many choices that you can't
Right.
make a bad choice? And that's really what we're trying to do, is to demonstrate the depth and breadth and quality of each and every program. And so it's not, oh, you have to go to this program in order to have this opportunity. We have incredible opportunities in all of our buildings, and we want students to take advantage of those opportunities. But if there's something that fits them a little bit better in a different place and they're qualified for that program, we want them to know how to get to that program and participate in that opportunity that's the best opportunity for that individual student.
Behind the scenes, how do we determine the need for a program or a particular type of programming?
Well, we have to look, there's several things that go into that. I had mentioned with the hospitality and tourism opportunity through North Hagerstown High School, and that being one of the opportunities for students to earn the IB career-related certificate. We look at where we are located within the state and within the tri-state area. As we expand, we want to be able to provide our community with a well-equipped workforce, that understands the community. So we like to take some cues from the community. What is the community saying it needs? We also look at, for example, with magnet programs, when I look at where my applicants, who's applying and from where, if we can, open a new program that will be same quality, that's always the challenge. You want it to be that high quality. You don't ever want to have a program just to have a program. Then we'll do it. And for example, Northern Middle School really needed something. There was a need to have a feeder into North Hagerstown High School directly. And the time was right. We originally thought that they were going to be our arts integration school, and I'm glad we waited. We have arts integration at Western Heights, which has been a beautiful fit with the creative and performing arts and the academic magnet. But I'm glad we waited, because now Northern Middle will be adding that IB middle years program, so those students can have an opportunity that feeds into their home middle school as well. There are a lot of students who apply to programs and maybe they're not placed. We'd like to have more opportunities for these students who want to specialize in a particular area or explore a particular area. It's about the needs of the students.
So we also look at what the businesses are asking for in terms of skills, aptitudes. What are the students able to do? What do we need students to be able to do in the careers in the businesses in this area? We also have great relationships with a number of college and university programs. So understanding what types of skills and aptitudes our students need in order to be successful in those programs. So always looking to the future and then saying, how can we do a better job in Washington County Public Schools to prepare our students to be competitive both in those college opportunities, scholarship opportunities, and career placement opportunities. So again, looking at ourselves and saying, okay, where are we strong and where might we be reinforce our programs in order to provide a better opportunity for our students.
I think that's been a long-time strength of the school system, and I'm sure universally at school systems everywhere, developing partnerships both with current programming and in the planning sense too, where they give us the message, whether it's colleges and universities or the local business and corporate community, what they need. I mean, you guys have those kinds of relationships just to develop programming, much less the entire school system knowing, which directions to take, whether for general programming or for very specific programs. I mean, those partnerships are invaluable.
It's true.
Our philosophy is very much that these are not just our children when they're in our school building, but that there are children to help foster and mold and develop forever. And so we want them to not only be successful when they're in our school buildings, but also when they enter the workforce or when they go and earn that college degree. And so it's not just about being able to graduate from one of our programs. It's about them being able to be successful citizens and reach that level of success that they value and want to attain for themselves.
Today's show is sponsored by the Columbia Bank. Speaking of one of our strong partners, the Columbia Bank, our sponsor of Lunchtime Live today, the third Thursday each month. Dr. Jessica Reinhard is here and Beth Moore joining us. Dr. Reinhard is our supervisor of advanced programs and Beth, our college readiness specialist. With all of the offerings and opportunities we have, does that mean something different to the workforce in the school system, to the teaching staff, to the folks who need to be part of these programs and direct maybe more specific, maybe more challenging types of programs?
what it means to our teachers. I think our teachers get excited about doing things that are new, especially since, when our teachers are residents in the community, they want to provide the students with the learning experiences because, of course, these are the students who we hope will be giving back to the community. We want them to come back to Washington County, and see their talents, come to fruition in terms of a business or some other work within our community. For our teachers, the preparation that they put in to developing the programs, and it's a grassroots effort. They are the ones who are receiving the professional development. They are the ones who are, changing up their lessons. They are collaborating together with, partnerships in the community. They do a lot of heavy lifting, and they're the ones who provide us with the feedback in terms of how the students are doing. So it means a lot, I think, to our teaching staff. We have some very, very creative people within schools who enjoy that, I guess, the idea of building a program that is going to serve the community well, but also provide an opportunity for students to explore an area that they may not otherwise get to explore. We don't want students to have to wait until they're in college to be exposed to a number of different experiences, right? It's better for them to dabble in a program here and there, and decide, is this something I want to pursue before they get into college and, find themselves changing a major or wanting to change a school. Let's give them some experience before they head off to a post-secondary learning opportunity.
Even with the gazillion opportunities and options that we have, is there something, I'm going to give you a minute to talk, hypothetically, what are we missing? What would you, as you brainstorm, let me have you do a minute of brainstorming right here on the air about what we don't have and what, obviously there are some factors that come into play, whether it's budgeting, whatever it may be. But what could you see down the line that we don't offer now?
I think that it's not that we don't offer them, but I think that there should be more opportunities for mentoring our business people. We have a lot who get involved with our schools, and Beth has worked very closely with them. But more opportunities for internships and experiences in the world of work, that volunteerism. We have so much talent in Washington County, in the community, that we would like to see them more often within the schools, working side by side with our students. And I think experiences that have fostered those relationships have been valuable to the adults within the community, especially if they were graduates of Washington County Public Schools. I don't know, Beth, what do you think?
Because we think in terms of internships in college.
Yes.
Once you get well into college, that's one of your final experiences. But it's an interesting concept at the K to 12 level.
The more that we can partner and work together and have adults side by side with the students in the classroom and in the community, the more experiences that our students have, and the more it adds that dose of reality, as well as that dose of opportunity. The careers that many of our students are going to aspire to don't even exist right now. And so there's this whole development and fostering stage that's occurring. And the more that we have relationships and communication and talk about what we're passionate about and what we're good at and what we dream about, the more likely we are to find that fit. And that's a win-win, because then it gives back to the community, because we're passionate about the things that we're doing, we're good at the things that we're doing, and then it's pleasurable to continue to learn and work side by side.
Before we wrap up, talk again about Monday, just so folks are aware of just generally the schedule.
So we have our annual open house event that will be held at South Hagerstown High School. That is a new location this year. We have frequently offered it at the Washington County Technical High School. We will be at South Hagerstown High School. This is our pre-K through 12 academy and specialized and magnet programs, all of the programs in Washington County for those students. Monday, September 25th, our elementary and middle school program starts at 5:30 and will conclude at 7. Our high school program starts at 7:30 and will conclude at 9 p.m.
If folks are hesitant about coming, oh my God, I'm going to walk in the door, there's going to be 1,000 folks, 1,000 tables, all of that. You'll even have folks on hand that if they have the look coming in the door that they don't know which direction to go, they don't know how to start the evening.
Oh, but I've printed out a color-coded map, and so they can have their little piece of paper, and they can follow along where they want to go and don't have to interact with anyone until they want to, or absolutely they can ask for directions and ask for help. But it will be very easy to walk in the door and feel like there's something for everyone there.
And beyond Monday, what's the best way for a student and his or her family to pursue the kind of information either in addition to Monday or in place of Monday if there's a conflict in their schedule for Monday? How should they approach that in school?
So there are a number of different ways. Many of our programs will have a follow-up open house that is located at their schools. As we get those dates, we post them on our website, which is www.yourfuturestartsnowwcps.com.
Okay. One-stop shop, too. There's a lot of information
Yes.
there. There really is. Out of time. That is a lot of information. And Monday evening is the time to actually get a lot of that information face-to-face, have lots of conversations of value with either current moves to be made or future planning. I thank my guests, as always, Dr. Jessica Reinhard, Supervisor of Advanced Programs. Beth Moore, good to see you again as College Readiness Specialist for Washington County Public Schools. Today's show has been sponsored by, and we thank them every time and for all time, the Columbia Bank. And we will see you again in the month. The show is heard the third Thursday of the month, Lunchtime Live with Washington County Public Schools and WJEJ.